What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking Blue Dragon in against Galactus. And yes, this is not deja vu. I have already done a video of Blue Dragon versus Galactus, but there has been one small change here to Blue Dragon since that last video, and that is, if we go to the skills, I now have her Awakening skill unlocked. In the previous video, when I tried her out against Galactus, I did not have her Awakening skill, so I wanted to do an updated video with Blue Dragon here against Galactus to see how much of a difference this Awakening skill is going to make compared to the previous run that I had with her. So I looked back at my previous video, so I know how she did there. So now with this Awakening skill here, which is going to be increasing her her crit rate by 50%, crit damage 50%, ignore dodge, that doesn't matter. You have invincibility, which is nice, increases damage by 35% for one attack, and then the big one increases all attack and all defense by 50%, and that is for 40 seconds. So that's going to be the big buff here, is going to be that all attack increase that we're going to have active for pretty much the entire fight, because the crit rate and crit damage, that tapers off quite quickly. It only lasts for 10 seconds, but you can get a full skill rotation in during that time, so it'll help out for just one rotation afterwards. So yeah, now that we have the Awakening skill, I was curious to see if it made a big difference or not, to see if I could recommend you actually getting the Awakening skill on her or not, because I did get her Awakening skill before the changes, before Mandalay Gem fragments were added. I just kind of forgot about kind of testing her out with the Awakening skill, so that's why we're doing that today. So her Isolate set is Power of the Angry Hulk. It's the stage 6. Her Obelisk here is still just a lightning damage, max HP 180 proc, so I'm just going with a standard Obelisk on her. Her gears, we have a skill cooldown, ignore defense Uru on her. Only that bottom skill is at 25, and that was to get that extra ignore defense. And I believe that was before I changed around my cards, because I think she should be, yeah, she's well over cap now, or 12, almost 12.5% over on ignore defense, because I changed around my cards kind of recently now, and it's been a little while, about a month or two now, or something like that, maybe two months, since I changed my cards to get more ignore defense, because I was really tired about always having to put Uru on my characters to max out the ignore defense. This way it makes it a lot easier for me to test out characters. So I haven't really changed anything since then on Blue Dragon here. She has maxed attack speed, ignore defense, and skill cooldowns pretty much maxed as well. Her crit rate and crit damage are looking really low. I'm thinking I'm probably going to beef that up a little bit, because I was quite happy with how Blue Dragon performed here. So I was, oh, she has leadership, doesn't she? So I could have used White Fox. I kind of forgot about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay here and see how Blue Dragon with her Awakening skill did against Galactus. Alright, so here we are loading into the fight with Blue Dragon. We've got two random teammates here to help us out. We've got one with a tier 3 Cyclops with no uniform, and then we have one with a tier 3 Thor. So yeah, not really feeling like they're going to be doing much here. And I mainly just started because nobody wanted to give Blue Dragon a chance. Everyone was just leaving the game and not even wanting to give her a shot. But what we have today is Blue Dragon with her own leadership, because she has a self-buffing leadership. And then we have dual support with Coulson and Wave here. And for Blue Dragon, as you can see, she is actually doing some damage here. So I'm quite happy with the change from with and without the Awakening skill. When I was looking back to when I did the previous video with her without the Awakening skill, she was still doing a fair amount of damage. She could definitely clear Galactus, or at least do a third of the damage, so I did have her as a viable option there, but it wasn't anything too crazy. I think she was just at like 30 or 32 million, if I remember correctly. I could be a little bit off on that, but I do remember she got well over the third mark. She didn't quite get to the halfway mark though. So what we're doing here with Blue Dragon is we're using, of course, the Awakening skill for the buff, but just like the other Warriors of the Sky, and the only other comparison that I have though is Shadow Shell, is their Awakening skill just doesn't do a lot of damage. As you can see here, wait for it, and then it breathes down some fire, and that bar doesn't move very much. That was not a lot of damage, but after that buff, you will see that Blue Dragon does some really nice damage when you do the 5-4 combo. Because what I do for Blue Dragon is I try to get some distance from Galactus here, and then I use the 5th skill, and then as soon as she dashes towards Galactus and like does that lunge with the spear, then I cancel into the 4th skill, because then I will get all the damage from the 5th skill, because the dragon is already in motion and will come down and do some damage. And while you're proccing on the 4th skill, you will see that, yeah, she starts doing some really nice damage, because some bars do start to melt. And then I use the 3rd skill after that for kind of protection, the iframe, and just to get a little extra damage in while filling in the time gap waiting for the rotation to come back around. So, oh, we gotta dodge some purple circles here. So yeah, with Blue Dragon and her awakening skill, I definitely see a noticeable bump in her damage, so I'm really happy with kind of the results here. So I don't really regret giving her her awakening skill. As you can see there, boom, we get like 2 bars worth of damage after we do that. And then with the awakening skill, it does even a little bit more, or with the buff from the awakening skill. I'm sorry, not the awakening skill itself. As you can see here, and that wasn't very much damage from that awakening skill. So yeah, here we go again. Let's get the damage proc now on the 4th skill. No, we didn't get it there. That was a really late damage proc. Oh, it might have been because of the meteors. I decided to switch, but yeah, that damage proc just wasn't cooperating right there. So now we're gonna have to wait here and switch back over to her. And oh, we have someone leaving. Stanley has left. Why, Stanley? Why? Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can do another good rotation here. So here we go. There was a little bit of burst damage at the start right there with the awakening skill, but as you can see right there from the kind of end part of it, we're not seeing a huge amount of damage. And then of course he's doing an unavoidable attack here, so I can't just smoothly get into my next rotation. He's going to try to let all my buffs wear off and time out. That's pretty typical here for Galactus. So here we go, and boom, look at that damage. So yeah, I'm really happy with that damage from Blue Dragon. She's actually quite a powerful character here. So her raw damage is really strong, because she can, as you can see, do really good damage here to Galactus. For Master Mold, she pretty much just obliterates Master Mold, so she can do that just fine. But we are using triple support, so keep that in mind. We have our own leadership, and then of course we have 2 support characters, so I am kind of buffing her up quite a bit here. And yeah, look at the damage for those meteors, man. They do so much damage if you try to just ignore them and attack Galactus, because if you like touch his hand when he's shooting out those meteors, you just take a huge amount of like burst damage. It's like a chunk of your health just disappears, and some of like my squishier characters actually just get one-shotted from that, which is quite annoying, because I'm trying to like get a little bit of damage in there, or I'm just trying to wait for my skill to finish playing out so that I can run away after it's done. But no, he doesn't really like any of that. He wants Stu to get out of there as soon as possible. So here we go. Look at that healing that he gets from those orbs. Oh, that's so annoying. Alright. Hulk, you need to run. Whatever. Hulk wasn't cooperating there. He's like, no, I don't want to run in there. He's like, that'll hurt. And we have, yep, time to switch here. And I was noticing that the screen actually goes black when she uses her 5th skill. They've done that with quite a few skills, because I have the SFX turned off, and even with it turned off, like, the screen still goes black for some of those kind of cinematic skills, which I really don't like that choice. It just impedes your awareness of what's going on so much. In GBR, it can be very kind of detrimental. It can cost you the match for sure, because if he's doing something like this, or he starts doing one of these attacks, and your screen is black when he's charging it up, you might not have enough time to react when the screen comes back. Or if the screen, in the case of the awakening skill, stays black for a good like 5 seconds, then you will be dead before the skill's even done. So yeah, I kind of think they should do away with that, which actually I don't remember. Have they had any characters since the Warriors of the Sky that have the kind of screen go black? It goes for Deadpool, which I don't like as well, but he was before. Or she, because it's the Holiday Deadpool and Lady Deadpool that have the screen go black. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Like right there for her 5th skill, would you prefer that they have the black there to kind of, you know, accentuate the skills so you can actually see the lightning and you see the dragon at the start? Or do you just want it to not turn black and just keep the screen there, and you can look for the lightning yourself and just I don't know, just have it normal? So yeah, I don't know. It just bugs me a little bit, as you could probably tell, because it's the second video that I've been complaining about it with. But you know, not many of the characters do this, luckily. So luckily I don't complain about this too often. So how far, you know, oh gosh, we still got 3 minutes left, and as you can see, we're making some progress, but not a ton. But luckily, pretty much all the damage you are seeing is from Blue Dragon, so that is quite impressive because the other two aren't really, well, the other one in this case now, because the other guy left quite a while ago, is not really doing much damage here. So boom, here we go. Let's get that proc. That proc was really late. So yeah, all right, 2 minutes 50 seconds. Let's go ahead and skip ahead to like the last 30 seconds or something so we can get to the results here. Alright, so here we are for the last 30 seconds. The other guy is dead, so it's just me here all by my lonesome, dodging some purple circle attacks because why not? I mean, we've already lost. Why not add some insult to injury and kind of mess up my damage here, because then that reduces the amount of attacks I'm getting in, and voila, we have another attack that I have to avoid. So this last 30 seconds, I couldn't really get much damage in at all. So yeah, here we go. 2, 1. And what do we have? We have Galactus being quite happy that he beat us. And we have me at the top there with 46, almost 47 million in the 10 minutes. So she's doing, well over half the damage needed to beat Galactus. So Blue Dragon here with that awakening skill, quite formidable. Yeah, she's doing a lot of damage. That extra plus 50% all attack, combined with her other skills that already hit quite hard, is a very strong combination. So with Blue Dragon here, I actually like the awakening skill for her, and I think it is going to be worth it if you want to use Blue Dragon. And she's a pretty good character all around anyway. She's got good survivability. As you can see here, she had great damage. So yeah, if you do pick up Blue Dragon, I don't think you'll be too disappointed if you get her awakening skill. You may be disappointed in the damage of the awakening skill itself, but the buff that it gives her for the other skills kind of makes up for that lack of damage from the skill itself. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts here on Blue Dragon and her awakening skill. And this was kind of my second run against Galactus here. And again, she did like an extra 10 to maybe 14 million damage with the awakening skill, like an extra 10 to 14. So yeah, that's quite nice. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.